Can you talk a little about the relationship between the drug trade and the war in Afghanistan?
Drug, you know, medieval-minded, ignorant Taliban almost destroyed opium. It was like 185 metric ton in 2001, but now 4,400% opium increased. Even New York Times gave report, brother of Hamid Karzai, Ahmad Wali Karzai, is a famous drug trafficker and also in the payroll of CIA. My people call him a small bush in Kandahar province. And many other drug dealers have high posts in Karzai's regime, and they have dirty deals with each other. And they changed, for example, let me give you one example. They changed Helmand to the center of the drug, and they found their pure uranium. Since King Zahir Shah, there was research that there is uranium. And by B-52, they export the drug and also these some rich mines that we have to the Western countries and do not benefit the Afghan people. And it was the first one of the treasury policy of the U.S. that they changed Afghanistan to the center of the drug.
And is that connected to why the U.S. has put their support behind Karzai?
Yeah, these are, no, the reason I think because of the political, regional and economic interests they are there. The strategic, why? Because we are in the heart of the Asia. Through Afghanistan, they can control other Asian powers, China, Iran, etc. And then they have very easily access to the gas and oil of the Central Asian republics. And also, as I said, one of the main projects of the CIA Afghanistan Center of the Drug, billions of dollars of the trade of oil and arms they are receiving from drug in the world. So these are the reasons that they keep situation lawless, unsafe, insecure. Then they have very good excuse to you to justify their illegal occupation.
Well, I have spent a lot of time recently in the Congo, and I've obviously seen how the war that appears to be being fought about many issues is really being fought about minerals. In Congo, for example, it's coltan and cassiterite and tin, which goes into our cell phones and PlayStations. And many people in the West and in China are benefiting from this war and benefiting from the mines, and keeping a lawless, anarchic, violent state keeps everybody distracted, so all those mines and all that, all those minerals can continue to be extracted. Talk about the parallels to Afghanistan.
You know, Afghanistan now look like, let me give you one example of Sierra Leone, this African country where is the most diamond of the world. But the most poor people, suffer people are living there. Afghanistan is another Sierra Leone, in my point of view. Why? Because they, as I said, that they are there even looting our some resources that we have. I have an official report. I will show you a map later in the slideshow. But according to the Mines Minister of Afghanistan, Afghanistan is sitting on around 3 trillion of mineral deposits, but because it's the second most corrupt country in the world, this is an official report of the Somalia. It will not benefit Afghan people and goes to the pocket of these warlord, Taliban even, and their fine master. Let me give you another report about the drug, this rich mine that you told us, you asked, in Washington Post, the report. It released on November 18, 2009. U.S. intelligence report which says Afghanistan Minister of Mines Ibrahim Adil accepted a roughly $13 million bribe to award the country's largest development project to a Chinese mining firm. And many, many other examples that they are busy with their own dirty business, and they are there for their own dirty agenda.
Well, the U.S. keeps saying that it's leaving and that NATO is actually leaving, and they say this is all going to happen by mid-2011. So what is your impression of what's really going on there?
You know that 2011, I told you, we fighted one enemy, but now we are between 3 enemies. And also that the civil war that they are telling you through mainstream media, civil war will happen. I believe that the future civil war will not be more dangerous than this current civil war. How about today's civil war? You are bombing from the sky, doing massacres, and now just to put dust in the eyes of the good people around the world, first of all, US people, they are bringing to court this few cruel soldier this kill team I'm talking about, the Spiegel
Is everyone
magazine.
aware of the kill team and what the kill team was?
The Spiegel magazine, that the photos as human being is heartbreaking when you see. And now they want to bring them to the court. And they're pretending that this is only few soldiers that they committed this crime. It's not government of the US. They are like peace angel there. But let me tell you on behalf of my people, it is just priceless, not enough. They must brought this Minister of the War, Robert Gates, General David Petraeus, to the court that search these troops and send them there bombing and order them and killing innocent civilians, doing massacres. Barack Obama's administration should be questioned for the wrong policy, for the dangerous policy. Barack Obama, during these 2 years, maybe he did something positive for American people. But for my people, because of his policy, he improved himself just as a second and even dangerous Bush. Later, if you want, I can tell you. Because of their wrong policies, that's why we're fed up. And history bears and witness that only the nation can liberate themselves. I told you example of other Middle East countries that against dictators stand up, but in Afghanistan it takes time. The people, most people, they are poor, they are unemployment, they are illiterate, a lone woman more than 87% illiterate, and it takes time to this glorious uprising happen. But history shows that people, they do not sit silent against these dictators. Not today, tomorrow they will stand up. And we have, fortunately, this good example and this uprising in some other countries because of these dictators.
You said to me recently that the recent elections weren't elections but selections. Yeah. Will you just describe what you were meaning by that?
Yeah, before to say the selection and this so-called election, let me say one sentence to those Afghan and pro-occupation Afghan and foreigners, Western people. They want to, they expect, they wish to bring democracy, women's rights, those who created these Islamic fundamentalist terrorists, who are the godfather of these terrorists. So it's impossible to bring through them democracy, women's rights, human rights. This 10 years is enough that we experience, not only for Afghan people, for the world. That's why we fed up and we say, leave us alone. Then we know this is the responsibility of the nation that who bring these values. And election is another part of their policy that they want to give legitimacy to their puppet regime through this kind of democratic process while undemocratic. We have a famous thing in Afghanistan, it's not important who is voting, it's important who is counting. Even during an undemocratic election, presidential election, people use this proverb. The winner of the election will be like a new donkey, a donkey but with new saddle, another donkey but with new saddle. Different proverbs that people want to show their hatred to these most of discredited and known candidate, even war criminal. Those these wanted criminal, war-known killers. The name is only a little difficult for you to mention. You can go in Human Rights Watch website, Amnesty International website, Afghanistan Justice Project website, RAW organization website, and many books has been written later, I will show you. But they imposed on my people. So that regarding the election now, parliament is more dirtier, much more mafia parliament than previous one. Just few democratic-minded candidates you can see there, but again, they even misuse from their position there to receive credit for themselves. And I have example. When I was there, they beat me. I experienced this mafia parliament. They threatened me to rape. They threatened me to rape. Finally, they couldn't make me silence. They expelled me from parliament. But they never told you that how it is big torture for us, few Democrats that you can count with your hands, democratic-minded, to the good people around the world. Always they said, look, there's democracy, someone like Malalai Joya and Joyas, they are in the parliament. Just anyway, this is a selection. Don't be deceived by this kind of non-democratic election.